Good morning, children. So, in the last period, we have started to discuss the second chapter of history on the trail of earliest people. On the trail of earliest people, this chapter is related with the ancient people's life. That how did they lead their life? Here, the meaning of trail means a kind of a path through which we are going to understand the life of the earliest people. So, we are going to have a small revision of whatever we have studied in the last period. The first thing that we have tried to understand that the uh, earliest people, why they were on the move means that why the earliest people were not getting settled at one place, why they were moving here and there. The reason of this question we have tried to understand in this paragraph. So we have come to know that as they were collecting their food, they were grazing their animals and all that. They were rearing their animals. For that, they had to move here and there in search of food and fodder and sometimes water also. So these people we describe as the hunters and gatherers today. Why do we call them hunters and gatherers? Because they were hunting the animals as well as they were gathering their food, and therefore they are described as the hunter and gatherers in today's world. So they were collecting various kind of things from the forest, as well as they had to move here and there for obtaining food, and that's why they were continuously on the move. These are all the things we have learned in the last period. And now today we are going to see the another paragraph of the same point, and here we are going to see what are the reasons, instead of whatever we have discussed till now, what are the other main reasons that why the earliest people were continuously on the move. So there are at least four basic or main reasons that why the hunters and gatherers were continuously on move. So let's try to understand all the reasons. The first reason that we are going to see, uh, if they had stayed at one place, they means who? The earliest people. If the earliest people stayed at one place, what would have happened? Uh, Whatever the food they have in that region will be eaten up completely, and the available plants and animal resources will be also finished. So therefore, in search of food as well as plants and animal, they would have had to go elsewhere in search of food. So the basic reason behind the moving or continuous move of the earliest people was the search of food, plants and animals. Now the second reason is animals move from one place to another. They do not stay at one place, you know very well. And why they search here and there continuously? Either in search of smaller prey, or in case of deer and wild cattle, in search of grass and leaves. That is why those who hunted them, means those who hunted them, had to follow their movements. That means wherever the animals were moving, the people had to go in those places for searching them and for hunting. So the second reason is what? The animals are keep on moving from place to place, uh, either in search of smaller prey, or in case of deer and wild cattle in search of grass and leaves. So in this way, the animals were moving here and there, and that is why the people, those who hunted them, were following them or following their movements wherever they were going. Now, the third reason is what? The third reason is plants and trees bear fruit in different seasons. You know very well that sometimes, if as you know very well, the mangoes are ripening only in the summer season. In the same way, the the other kind of fruits are bearing in different times, and therefore in search of these plants and trees which bear the fruits, they bear the fruit in different season, and therefore the people were moving here and there, season by season or season to season, in search of different kind of plants, those which are bearing the fruits and all that. So this is the third reason that why the earliest people were continuously on move. So people may have moved from one place to another place in search of this kind of plants, which were producing or which were bearing the fruits in different season. Now the fourth reason that we are going to see is the people, plants and animals. All of them requires the water. Without the water, life is not possible. So to survive, the people keep on moving from one place to another in search of water. Not only people, the plants, the people and animals also move here and there. But why the people were basically moving? People were moving from one place to another for the need of water. So you know very well where the water is available. The water is available in the lakes, in the streams, in the rivers. So wherever they were finding the water in lakes, streams, and river, they were keep on moving in those places. See, while many rivers and lakes are perennial, perennial means what? The rivers which are having the water in it throughout the year. Those kind of rivers are called as uh, the perennial river. So others are seasonal. That means some rivers are perennial and some rivers are seasonal. So perennial river is having the water throughout the year, but the seasonal rivers are having the water for only a particular period or a particular season. For example, the rivers of the Maharashtra, most of the rivers of the Maharashtra are completely seasonal rivers. They are having the water in it in the rainy season only. In the rainy season, in some and the some days of the winter season. But the summers are completely dry. In summer season, the rivers of Maharashtra are completely dry. So in this way, we can say while many rivers are and lakes are perennial, but some are seasonal. So people living on their banks, on the banks of the river, would have had to go in search of water during the dry seasons, whenever the water is not there in the river. So besides, people may have traveled to meet their friends and relatives. Remember, they traveled on foot. So wherever the people were going that time, or whatever the movements were there of the people, they were either going to meet their friends or relatives, they were going or they were traveling on foot itself. In this way, these are the four reasons why the people were keep on moving continuously. Now the next point that we are going to understand is, how do we know about these people? How do we know? How can we find out about them? Thousands and thousands of years ago, whatever the things have happened with these people, how can we find out everything about that or many of the things about that? So here we are going to understand the answer of this question. Archaeologists. Archaeologists are who? Those who are uh, studying the old objects and monuments are called as the Archaeologists. So archaeologists have found some of the things hunters and gatherers made and used. It is likely that people made and used tools of stone, wood, and bone, of which stone tools have survived best. So, the archaeologists have found various things which have been used by the hunters and gatherers. You know very well that who are the hunters and gatherers. Hunters and gatherers are the people, those who are hunting the animal and gathering the food. So they have found some of the things, are they means who? Archaeologists. Archaeologists have found some of the things which are used by the hunters and gatherers. So it is likely that people made and used tools of stone, wood, and bone. So many of them have like stone tools and all that have survived best, but the bone and some other tools which were used are not survived at this time. Only some of the tools that were made of or made out of stone and all that are survived now. So the archaeologists are using all these tools to studying the life of the earliest people. So in this picture, as you can see here, these are all different stone tools which were used by the ancient people. So as you can see here, see what is this A here? The stone tools, these are examples. These two stones, 1 and 2 in A, is the example of the earliest stone tools, means very old stone tools. And as the people have not learned the skill of making the tools and all that, you can see how the tools were not finely made. Now this B, in this B section, what we can see, these were made several thousand years later. Means when these were prepared, means when these tools were prepared, the A category tools, from here these B section tools are prepared by the old or ancient or earliest people almost thousands years later of A sections stone tools. Then there is C section. These were made later still, as it is written. So these were made later still. Means after B, the third, that is the C section tools have been made after the B. And then there is D. These were made about 1,000 years ago. These small tiny tools that are shown over here, these D section tools are made almost 10,000 years ago. Then the last one is there, that is E, very fine tools which are having the smooth edges and all that. These tools are made almost, these are not a kind of the tools which are prepared by the people, earliest people. These are the pebbles. And what are the pebbles? Actually, the pebbles are the the stones which are normally found in the valley of the river, in the basin or the valley of the river. The smooth stones are normally found. So these were also used as the tools for hunting, for killing the animals, for cutting the trees and all that. Now here we are going to see the another point, that is your as you can see here, some of these stone tools were used to cut meat and bone, scrap bark and hides, animal skins, chop fruit and roots. Some may have been attached to handle or bone or wood to make spears, arrows for hunting. Other tools were used to chop wood, which was used as firewood. Wood was also used to make huts and tools. So here it is clear or here it is explained that what were the uses of all these stone tools. These were normally used for cutting the meat, or sometimes for cutting the bone and all that. Sometimes these kind of tools were used for scraping the bark from the trees. The upper part of the trees, the upper layer of the skin of the trees is the kind of the scrap bark. Sorry, the kind of the bark. So these were used at that time, and hides of the animals and all that were also cut out from these with the help of these tools, even for chopping the fruits, roots, as well as for attaching the handles of wood. They were using the this kind of tools for making the handles of wood, as well as they were making the hunting tools also, like spears and arrows, with the help of these all kind of stone material. So other tools were used for chopping the wood, which was used as firewood. Means, you know very well, the firewood is used in cooking and all that. So this firewood was cut with the help of this kind of stone tools. So all about all this we have discussed today. In the next period, we are going to see the two methods of making the stone tools. In the next period, we are going to see the two methods of making the stone tools, and how these were used for scraping the bark, as well as uh, stitching the clothes and all that. These two things we are going to understand, and later on we will discuss about the how the stone tools and all were made in the next period. So till then, thank you very much.